All right. What is up, the Catch fam? Hope everyone is doing phenomenal tonight. You guys already know what time it is, man. Got a way too early 2022 fantasy football mock draft with you guys with the Catch family. We got Steven in the building. What's going on, my dude?
Nothing much, man. Just hanging, just chilling, getting pumped for this mock draft, brother.
It's always a good time. It's
Yeah.
we're keeping our fantasy IQ as high as possible here in the off season, and it's just always fun. Hang out with the Catch fam, get a good mock draft going, and yeah, I'm pumped too, man. Last
We
week we
got
had a
some
good.
tasty salad too, man. Got some tasty salad in me tonight.
Oh, okay. You ate salad. I didn't really know.
Not
I didn't
football
really.
related. Got some
Okay.
tasty salad, got some shrimp in me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did green beans and some chicken. It was good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chicken.
Yeah, chicken, good old chicken. So we got Senior Cinnabon in the house. What's going on, bro? We'll give you guys 10, 15 minutes. Let everyone, have a chance to join. And it does look like we got a fair amount of people in here. I'm going to go ahead and set the draft order because I always forget to do this at the beginning, and then you guys get mad at me. So randomize. Here we go.
Oh wow.
Steve,
Where am I at? Where am I? I'm at 3. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Gary got 12th.
I'm hyped for that.
4. You got a good player at 3. I got 5. So, no crazy glasses, Steven. Yeah, let's just, last week is done. Steven's pupils
Oh
are not.
shit. That probably was the last time. Yeah.
Yeah.
No more of that. My pupils are good. Hopefully I don't have to do that again for a while. Bro, that's like a torturous event, man. When's the last time you've been to an eye doctor?
I don't. I have perfect eyes. Yeah. I don't have to do that.
Those perfect eyes, huh? You should really get checked for glaucoma and things like that.
I have perfect vision, dude. So
do I. I was 20/20.
Yeah.
These are blue light only. So, which I found out, they don't actually always protect from the UV blue or whatever, right? But they do help with headaches.
They definitely help with the migraines and headaches.
Yeah. And it helps me. So
there you go. Real Goated, what's up, bro? It's good to see you, man. Appreciate you coming out for a little bit tonight. Hey, Catch, sorry I haven't been in the stream lately. I've had a lot of things on my head. Hey, no worries, bro. We're happy to have you when we can, and it's always good to see you, man. Hope all is well your way. Senior Cinnabon, I like my placement. Ronald's in the building. Ooh, it's gonna be a good one, man.
Jerry's in the house.
What's up, everyone? Says Jerry. Near Cinnabon says we're missing like 3 people. We'll see. We'll give it till about 8:10, 8:15, and hopefully everyone can pop in here. So we got
Toxol. Are you gonna grab? Who was that guy that you grabbed last?
I don't even remember. Yeah.
What was that guy's name?
Toxol? I don't remember what quarterback that was.
Don't do that. Please don't do that again. Yeah. But that was funny. That was one for the history books.
Dude, they used to let me show I feel like the screen is smaller than it used to be. I don't know. But
can we look back at old drafts? Because that would be useful for me too.
I don't know. They're not saved on here. Not that I know of. But I mean, you can always watch the old stream and scroll to the end.
Oh, dude, you can.
Oh,
if you go back to mock drafts and then you look at the completed ones. That's kind of useful because it actually shows for instance, J.K. Dobbins is a 4th round running back, right? Or 4th round player. That's pretty cool.
Ryan's in the building. What's up, Ryan? Jason, what's up, bro? My bad, bro. I got offered Najee and Chase for Eckler and Jefferson. Which side wins? Ooh.
Wow,
I don't think either side really loses, but long term, Najee and Chase.
Yeah, I'd probably like that deal more too.
Yeah, immediately Eckler and Jefferson. If that is a dynasty league, then obviously Najee and Chase, which I know you play a lot of dynasties. So, but I mean, it's a good deal either way, my dude. Ronald says Levis changed slightly. Okay, those bastards. You can look back on old mock drafts. I draft a lot of the same people. Jerry, I've been wanting the last pick for weeks now. There you go, bro. Stefan, what's going on, bro? Let's go. Jerry, let's get this thing going. We will
Jerry's pumped,
shortly.
dude.
Looks like we got Boss Man Fat in the building. So looks like we're just waiting on Talks Alt. And
Jerry, as the local LA West Coast catch fam representative, I didn't check the Discord much today, so I apologize if you said something, but I did see a clip of like the Ram celebration. Did you see or hear anything from that? Because it looked nuts. I mean, John, did you see Aaron Donald? He
I
had his
did,
shirt
yeah.
off. The guy is like, dude, the
Did you
guy's
see
a
this
tank, bro. He's
massive?
so chiseled.
Did you see the massive bottle of champagne he had?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And LeBron James, dude, LeBron James came out and said that the Dodgers, the Lakers, and the Rams should all do a joint like celebration in LA. Imagine how sick that would be. Like all the LA teams come out to party. Because I do feel kind of bad for like the Dodgers and the Lakers a little bit, especially the Lakers when they had theirs.
That is true. Of course, Stephen would find a way to bring LeBron James into the conversation. Jason says, thanks for the info, my guy. By the way, I hope you all are doing good. Absolutely, man. Right back at you. Catch fam going crazy 2022. Man, I'm pumped for 2022 season, man. I cannot wait for it. Cannot wait for it. Ronald's out of vodka. You better grab something before the draft starts, man. You're going to need it. It's stressful in here. I didn't hear anything about the parade. I live about an hour away from where the parade was at, says Jerry.
Let's see here. I was just trying to get logged into this. An hour away from the parade. That's not where was the parade actually held? Must have been like right in downtown or right outside the stadium, maybe.
I think they did a bit of celebrating at Disneyland. Oh, did they really?
Oh, nice.
Dude, I feel like the whole "I'm going to Disneyland" thing has completely disappeared for the
Yeah,
Super Bowl
no,
MVP.
totally.
Is that still a thing? Does the Super Bowl MVP still go to Disneyland for free?
I think they kind of just like cheapskated it and took that out of the.
Did they just
that out?
They just give them like an actual bonus now?
I think they. I don't know. This was like this year. I turned it quickly from like the game to watch Euphoria, but like I feel like they gave a car to people, right? Didn't they give a car? I remember the year. I think it was James White went like bananas for that Super Bowl.
He didn't even win Super Bowl MVP.
No, and then Tom Brady gifted him the car.
Oh,
yeah, because
or maybe Tom Brady's bought him a car.
Yeah, because he was like, "Oh, it was really good." Oh, Ronald watches Euphoria. Nice, shout out.
In addition, what Super Bowl MVP win presented? Blah blah blah. It's a car. It's a car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jason brings up a pretty good question. I don't think we've talked about this yet, John. What y'all think of Washington's new name?
Hail to the Commanders. Dude, if they take away the HTT song, I'll be pissed.
Like, that would just be sweet if they made it HTTC.
Yeah, why not, dude? Why not?
Hail to the Commanders. I don't know, but like, what would you have rather named it?
Honestly, dude,
I like the Admirals kind of. I thought that was cool. I don't know what an Admiral is, to be honest, but I thought it was cool.
I would have just been fine to watch the football team sticking.
It was kind of interesting.
The Hogs,
Hogs
in a bun would have been fine. Kyle's in the building. What's good, my dude? Wasn't able to make it in this one, but I'll be here. Sweet, man. Appreciate you coming out and hanging out. Guys, we're going to kick this off in about 1 minute here. If we don't get, so everyone make sure you're ready. Get your little hands on your mouses and get ready. Reminds me of high school. The first season, exactly what high school was like for me.
That can be good or bad, brother. Man, that can be good or bad, Ron.
I thought Ronald was talking about the Washington Commanders. I was like, oh.
There's some things that you'd want to relate to and some things you wouldn't. Yeah, that's an interesting one for sure. Great show, though. It's cool to see that you also watch that.
I don't hate on anything. I love Travis Kelce and Josh Allen. Except for flexing a tight end and starting a Bills running back.
Dude, and Jerry, how many tight ends are you going to draft today?
I'm going to put a limit. You can only draft 2 tight ends.
We really should limit that, dude.
All right. So it looks like we might be missing Talks Alt. If he does not hop in, we'll make a team until he gets here with you guys. So if everyone is ready, let's kick it off, baby. Here's another way too early 2022 fantasy football mock draft with the Catch family.
Who's going
Better.
here? JT?
Probably.
I feel like you said-
JT, King
That's-
Henry.
That's been the guy really going.
I
I was listening to a stat recently about how it just kind of prompted me to remember how much red zone inefficiency Dalvin Cook had this season. Boom, he was taking number one. Holy shit, that's crazy. Dude, this guy, he was in the red zone, I think it was like 20 times, and he only got 3 touchdowns. Like Dalvin Cook could be the biggest positive regression guy.
Whoa.
Najee going number 2. Steelers fan.
You know, if I'm not mistaken here, Gooseman is a Vikings fan. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then Steelers is Smokey the Cat, who is a Steelers fan. And then Steven is a Colts fan.
Yeah.
Ronald is not a Titans fan. Oh, God.
Ronald, you're not going to take Carson Wentz or Jalen Hurts?
Well, there's 2 players I really like here, both at the running back position. I'm going to roll with Eckler.
I like that
But
pick.
I do like Joe Mixon still.
I'm surprised you didn't take Mixon there. I feel like you like Mixon more than Eckler.
I do like him a lot, but I'm gonna go with Austin Eckler there. Ronald says a king for the king. Jerry says I need to practice that strategy in terms of double tight end. Nothing wrong with double tight end, bro.
No, nothing wrong.
Oh, Senior Cinnabon. I'm a Bears fan. Okay. Are you Gusman or GSU man? Dude. Oh wait, no. Senior Cinnabon's at number 7. Andrew is CMC off the board. Senior Cinnabon Day. Steal Cooper Cup off the board.
Look at how far Joe Mixon's falling right now.
Dude, don't.
This could easily happen too. I mean, there's nobody in front of him right now that is like, can you be mad that someone's taking like those, I don't know, 6 or 7 guys first?
No.
Yeah. So we could really see Joe fall this far.
Good old Joe. Last time we had a draft for Dalvin Cook got picked number 1. Someone commented, like watched it retrospectively, and commented said Dalvin Cook number 1 ? I stopped watching. I was like, cool, man.
Well, he probably won't watch this one
either. But like at the end of the day, like in the top 6 picks, right? Probably at least 6. Maybe you could argue 7. But I think between 7 and 9, you're going to have 1 to 2 receivers taken. But like you're going for an RB1, right? And whoever you have the most conviction in is who you should end up taking. You know, like you should have the top 6, 7 guys ranked. And if it's Dalvin Cook or Najee Harris for you, you think they're going to get the volume, then like I don't have a problem with it in terms of comparing them to like an Eckler who's had a lot of injuries, Henry's had a lot of injuries, CMC's had a lot of injuries. I personally think JT should be number 1 no matter what. Mainly because he is still very young. But like if from that perspective, Najee Harris falls in that same category. So I don't have any beef with it at all. You know, if it's your RB1, it's your RB1. So,
and I also think too, like, even though it is a 1st round running back, like, and you're using them with your first pick, like, I also do think there's an element of still trying to get value and getting Jonathan Taylor. You're buying him at his peak. You know, he might not be the 101 next year, right? He might not be the best running back and 2nd best fantasy player, right? But Dalvin Cook, a lot of positive regression. Najee Harris still got positive regression available. Who's to say that those guys aren't going to be the number 1 running back, right? So, yeah, it really gets to that, right? Who do you really believe in this year?
Ronald says Henry has not had a lot of injuries. That's not true at all. I guess what I meant is he had an injury this past year, and he's always had
fabricated.
Yeah, he's always had that stigma of he's going to get injured because of the volume. So from that perspective, I guess I misspoke. But Toxalt does not appear to be here. So I'm going to say Devontae Adams probably the most valuable player. Probably go ahead and add him here to Toxalt's squad. In agreement, Stephen?
Is he? Are we sure he's not here? I can't tell.
Yeah, he's not here.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, we'll add Devontae. Hopefully he can pop in here soon. We'll give him a good player though to start. And Jerry, Jerry took a split second.
Yeah, Jerry was hungry for that.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill.
That's why he wanted the auto pick.
Yeah, Saquon. Yeah, try to make it as realistic as possible. And Travis Kelce going with the double Chiefs there. Give him Barkley as a punishment. And Toxalt's back on the building. Art building. Okay. So let's see here.
Best running back.
Best running back is Zeke.
Yeah. What's that red thing next to him?
That it's showing injuries now for some reason.
That's bizarre.
Yeah,
What is it like? Too drunk in Cancun? Like, is
I
that
don't know.
his
Yeah,
injury?
it's doing for anyone. Like I don't know what week this is based off. It's got DeAndre Hopkins questionable, Metcalf is questionable, so I'm not quite sure. So we had like a pretty in-depth breakdown of the Super Bowl last night, but I am interested for those of you guys who are in the chat hanging out tonight, drafting with us. Um, what are your overall thoughts about the Super Bowl? Uh, just in general, So, all right. So Jerry takes the first tight end here.
Diggs. Wow. Okay.
Good little combo for our boy Bossman Fat.
I like that.
Kamara and Diggs there. So we
Uh,
got quite a few receivers on the board. We got Kupp, Jefferson, Adams, Hill, Diggs. Got plenty of good running backs left. Other top tight ends, plenty of good receivers here in the second round.
So, John, I think I mentioned this before, but this year it's going to be very possible to get Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes. I'm not trying to step on Jerry's strategy if he is trying to do that, but if that's like available, I honestly don't know how you don't do that, because like that can give you the absolute like bona fide. Any given week, you could tear your opponent up in three players, right? They could destroy your opponent, and pretty consistently, that's going to happen. And then you have the rest of your draft to build out depth pieces. Like,
yeah, I mean,
we
I think
could never do that before. We could never get all three of those guys.
I did it in one mock draft last year, so I decided to put that out.
Well, you did 1,000, so I guess statistically there might be somebody there, right?
Yeah. You probably can get Mahomes at a little bit of a discounted price to where you can probably snag him in the third round. Like you probably have to go Hill,
Easy.
Kelsey. You probably have to have the 10th, 11th, or 12th pick to do it. Unless, I mean, who knows, man? By the time we're doing actual drafts, and by the time August rolls around, you might see closer to what we saw this past year. Where I mean, some sites had Kelsey ranked between 1 and 5. Like I don't think he'll be there this year, but I'm not gonna be surprised if he's ranked between like 7 and 12. So it depends on your league, as Debo and Jamar Chase and DeAndre Swift are all off the board here, but it's definitely probably more doable than it has been, especially because the Chiefs did not go to the Super Bowl, right? Like some of that momentum that generally carries over into the next season for them is gone, right?
Yeah.
Nick Brandon says surprise Javonte isn't higher up. Yeah, we've had drafts where he's gone in the first round, in the early second. So
He probably should. Honestly, I don't know where he's at right now in
Yeah.
their rankings. It's pretty low. Actually, yeah. Where the hell is he? Yeah, that's super low. So I mean, I would definitely price him above Saquon Barkley, Nick Chubb.
That's based off last year. Still, it's not completely.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like they got
weird.
the rookies in there, right? But yeah, I see Spence in here jumping into giving like insight into this Alvin Kamara criminal situation. I will say, like, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I do kind of err on the side of what you're saying, Spence, in terms of legally. He'll probably overcome this and he'll probably be okay. But it will be interesting to see what the NFL does in terms of, do they follow through and take action against him where he has to be suspended for any period of time, right? Because if that does come out to be the case, which probably at this point it will happen, that he'll be suspended for some period of time, you got to bake that into your projections too, because already he had some murkiness around his season next year, and I think definitely now he will.
Yeah, Bossman Fat coming in saying he forgot about the legal situation, so let's just pretend like he's not in any legal trouble. So,
oh shoot, Ronald took Javonte Williams.
Yeah, I thought about taking him. I don't know why I went Akers, but yeah, I think Akers is kind of in like a similar tier of Javonte, right? Like we're kind of uncertain, but I think a lot of people are still really, really confident in both those running backs. So I'm going to try and switch up, do a different strategy tonight. Ooh, your favorite running back of all time,
I know. What?
Did you guys know that Steven loves Antonio Gibson?
The gimme train.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, what, 5 running backs right off the board here? Swift, Chubb, Akers, Williams, Gibson. Dude, I think Chubb is like being criminally underrated. You know,
Yeah, he is.
like, ooh, Jalen Waddle.
Waddle.
Like,
You're in love with this new Dolphins coach. What's his name? Micah Daniel or whatever. He is a stud, bro.
well, every time you say his name, you say something different. Apparently, he came out and said he's going to get all the goodness out of Tua. So,
Is there anything to juice out of him?
oh yeah, there's so much juice in Tua's tank, bro. The juiciest tank ever. Yeah. Steven, don't draft 6 running backs in the first 9 rounds like you always do. Aaron Jones at the end of the second round, I think, is a pretty good value.
I was gonna ask, what do you think in terms of percentages for A-Rod to stay in Green Bay?
Apparently, the Packers are going to do everything. They are going to restructure and grind out as much money as they possibly can to get him to stay for the next year to 2 years. Is
But
what I
does that
heard.
matter?
I do not know. I don't know if it matters. I have no idea what goes through Aaron Rodgers' head. So I don't know. Spencer says 99%. Rodgers either retires or comes back. I'd bet the mortgage on that. So it's tough to say.
I hope I don't ever have to live in that house because that mortgage is a little scary being held on Aaron Rodgers' decision making.
Let's see. 3 receivers off the board: Hopkins, Allen, and AJ Brown. I almost said Antonio Brown, and then Ronald getting a tight end and Mark Andrews. So I need to make a selection. So by the way, Michael Thomas for the Saints in a lot of positive buzz in terms of the Saints want to keep him. Like, they want him there, right? And they want him to be part of that offense, whatever it's going to be. So
yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. So just for those of you guys who have been, high on Michael Thomas,
or just high.
I haven't been personally, but I mean, you think about it, right? If he comes in as receiver 1, he's healthy. Jameis Winston's still throwing the football. We know, Winston can throw the football around, right?
Yeah.
He's going to present fantasy value, right? I hated him as a pick last year, but I still think maybe there's a better chance, but it's a 50-50, right? Like, you're drafting for, value that happened a while ago. Don't get me wrong, when Michael Thomas is healthy and everything, is arguably the best receiver in the league and statistically on pace to be one of the best all time. So I just think there's been off the field issues, locker room issues, and injury issues. So it's almost like an Antonio Brown situation, right? Not maybe as drastic, but to where you just don't know, man, right? Ronald says, get high every day. Smoke weed every day.
Smoke weed every day.
It's Crips in the building. Does Spencer have respect for the Rams yet? Ooh. What's up, It's Crip? Spencer, just like Giannis, is going to go to GSW narrative. That happens because Wisco is small market teams.
Shouting out, he's showing them some love to the home team. I see you, Spence. But no, I mean, I get it. I just, if you're Aaron Rodgers, I just, he certainly, he likes to put out a lot of smoke. Maybe he just likes to always be in the spotlight, though. But we'll see. We'll see. Definitely big implications because, we saw Aaron Jones go, and I think his fantasy status is definitely dependent on him, just like Devontae Adams is. Spencer, what's your take? I'd want to know what the whole catch fam thinks here. What's your take on Aaron Jones without Aaron Rodgers? Because you can definitely make the argument they maybe lean on the ground game more, but I also think a ton of Aaron Jones' upside is the passing work that Aaron Rodgers gave him, as well as the ample opportunities in the red zone, because they're such an efficient offense with Aaron Rodgers, probably the most efficient offense when A-Rod's at the helm. So I have I have a pretty large discount on Aaron Jones if Rodgers were to leave. And obviously that carries suit with Devontae Adams as well.
I think even if Rodgers is gone, that he'll still have at like very worst like a Josh Jacobs type season. Like Matt LaFleur loves to run the football, you know. So I think
Yeah,
that the volume will be there, like no matter what. But it's definitely like not
but he's splitting
as
that work with Dylan.
yeah. No, that's fair. I'm not as
Yeah,
bullish on him, especially if A Rod isn't there. But I like, for example, in this draft, getting him at the end of the second round is like phenomenal our value in my opinion. So,
okay,
um, you know, I definitely think there's a little asterisk there, but I think he could end up being like a pretty big steal overall in next
yeah.
year's drafts. So we'll see. We got Montgomery and Barkley off the board here. A couple more running backs out of the building. So let's see here. Spencer says he's always had respect on the Rams name. He dislikes the Packers more. So there you go. Let's see here. I'd like Dylan more if Rodgers leaves. Dylan's better running back. Jones is more of a receiver. Yeah, and that's kind of the thing with like, Jones is he always tends to like take the receiving work and then strangely enough, like a lot of the goal line work as well. Even though you'd think that the kind of ground and pound approach would be given to Dylan at the goal line, but we'll see. We'll see. I think they're both great backs, regardless if Rodgers is there or not. So we got J.K. Dobbins off the board here. Rodgers isn't leaving, so Jones will still see majority of passing snaps. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like by the time we're actually drafting for leagues, we should. I would assume we'd have an answer on where Rodgers is, right? You know,
You would certainly hope so. You would certainly hope so.
be bad if not.
But there's another guy on the in terms of running backs, a guy that's getting drafted very close to JK, who just went off the board. Do you see a fantasy future for Clyde Edwards-Helaire for Kansas City?
I mean, I do.
And if so, what is it? Like,
I think it's very similar to what we saw this past year, like where he's going to have games where Kansas City is playing well against units that are not good against the run, and he is healthy, and therefore he has good fantasy games. And then you have games where he's slightly unhealthy or against a good run defense, and Kansas City is opting to throw the football more, and he has bad fantasy days. And then he has days where he's injured, he's not playing. Like he's just very inconsistent. But when he hits, he hits. Like he had some really big games this past year, and he had some good early games too. And he had some fumbles early, so he's just not relative. Oh, we got to do a talks alt pick. Let's let the CPU do this one. Oh, Patty Mahomes off.
oh, you ruined Jerry's opportunity.
Oh,
Jerry, let us know if you were trying to do that. I don't think you were, probably.
Steven just really wanted you to.
I wanted someone
have
to
all
do
the
that.
Chiefs. Yeah. But there you go. Patty Mahomes, first quarterback off the board tonight. It's been a good draft so far.
I don't think that's going to happen next year. I think Mahomes is probably going to be like the third quarterback off the board, maybe second.
Jerry with two running backs. All right, Spencer, you can do a pick here for Talk Salt. Spencer with an honorary pick. Spence, you have what do you want to see? The flex position. Here you go, Spence. You can pick from this pool of players.
Maybe what we should do is for Talk Salt being out, for anybody who's in the catch chat right now who's not actively picking, which I'm not sure if we even have that many more, but let us know what you guys want to do.
Yeah, we can do that. We'll pull up a pool of the best positional players.
Yeah.
All right, he says Darren Waller.
So okay.
Darren Waller off the board.
I like that. So what's that? Is that the third tight end off the board?
Fourth. We got Kelsey, Andrews, Kittle, and Waller.
That's pretty appropriate. I think Darren Waller, he's gonna get a little bit of a slide, but I still think he's like the second or third best tight end, honestly.
So I saw a rumor that Derek Carr might be due for like a big extension.
Yeah. I guess they're gonna actually lock that down before he has a great season next year.
Yeah, I like Waller more if Carr is there because they have that chemistry. As long as Waller's healthy, that they're going to have that consistency will be there. So I feel, but who knows, right? That's all speculative. So good old offseason chatters. We got Josh Allen, the second quarterback here, and Deontay Johnson off the board.
Deontay going pretty early. I feel like Deontay is not a fourth round guy in most drafts.
I think a lot of people are just worried about obviously who's going to be throwing him the football.
I don't like Deontay here because I'm a true believer that Ben was the reason for how good he was in fantasy. I still think he's a fantastic receiver,
Sure.
but I think
It's a little bit scary, right? Because
he's not going to see 12 to 18
Yeah.
targets a game next
he
year.
was one of the best fantasy picks from last season.
Yeah.
Where you drafted him and the consistency and the output that he put out was phenomenal. So, I would consider taking him in the 4th or 5th round. I would just taking
Yeah.
that risk if you feel confident about the rest of your team, which I would say mix in Dobbins, Samuel. If you're going, kind of back to back running back, wide receiver, I don't hate that pick here. But
Well, I mean, if Juju's gone, and let's say they don't draft a rookie quarterback because they're not that great, but let's say they go out and get a quarterback who's like pretty competent, like a pretty solid QB. I think Deontay could really have a high ceiling because,
sure,
I mean, shit, Deontay was like my must start guy every single week for my receivers. I love Deontay. I actually saw somebody with a jersey on when I was in Florida. I saw somebody with a Deontay Johnson jersey, and I thought that was like really, really weird. You don't see this very often.
It's just extremely consistent. Like I don't think I'll check. Let's go and pull it up. Let's see. I don't think he had a single game. He had like one game under 10.
double digits.
Didn't have a single game under double digits except he missed week 3. Like
Yeah.
Like what more do you want? As Calvin Ridley's taken here, and I got to pick a player who plays football and add them to my team here. I think I want a receiver. And I got a lot of hesitancy around Scary Terry. How did he do this year?
He did bad. I can answer that for you.
Oh, you know what? On that, I was looking at projections for Deontay Johnson, so I may have been wrong there. I wasn't looking at actual stats. Terry didn't have that bad of a year, man. But I just don't know. I think I am not very confident in quarterbacking situation for the Washington Commanders. So I'm going to pick up T. Higgins because he's a beast.
Whoa. That's pretty early, brother. Above Mike Evans.
Who's throwing Mike Evans football? Dude, like we got to put some respect on T. Higgins' name. Like,
dude.
Higgins had like 900 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns in like the second half of the season.
Oh, no.
Maybe not 8 touchdowns, like 5, but still, it's just, I mean, and really, like, you want to play him at the flex because he has these sucky games and he has these like this crazy upside games too. But yeah, I'll take him all day. I mean, 1,000 receiving yards, 6 touchdowns. Okay, so he definitely didn't have 8 touchdowns, but he did have. I did see his stat that he had 900 receiving yards in the second half of it, which is like kind of worrisome for the first.
Yeah,
half. But I like Higgins a lot here. All right, Fournette off the board to Ronald. Steven takes James Conner. I mean, these are 2 running backs that like I love, bro.
Yeah,
like I love
both
them.
Both free agents.
I'm just worried to draft them, but I think Connor has a very good chance to end up with the
I think the Cardinals are going to keep him, and the touchdown upside there. I think it's not going to necessarily be exactly as good as it was this year, but I mean, it could still be very high with how he's used for the Cardinals.
Let's see here. Smokey the Cat guys started a dynasty startup. Pick 1, or pick 1.2. Sorry, took Mahomes, 10 teams, super flex. Should I play it through and go with another QB until later rounds? Maybe get a Carr or Tannehill. If you got Mahomes, then I think that's perfectly fine because Carr and Tannehill give you like that solid floor of like 12 to 15 points. And I would lean towards Carr over Tannehill, but the fact that you have Mahomes, he had that crazy upside. I'm good at that, bro. Yeah. What's going on, Smokey? Good to see you, bro.
Would you even say like there's other quarterbacks in that kind of ballpark that you would want more? Like maybe even like one of the rookies from last year. I imagine Trey Lance is getting drafted pretty high since it's a dynasty too. But I don't know. You know how I feel about Zach Wilson. He's got running ability, but there's other people too that you can kind of say maybe around the Derek Carr ranking that could also give good value.
I do think the Niners are like super, super high on Trey Lance. Like I think Trey Lance will be their starter next year. Like just from things I've seen recently. If we see Jimmy G get shipped, like there's no doubt, right? Like and you got to think about it. Like we've seen a couple quarterbacks here and there in the past couple of years who did basically sit their first year. And I really think they're going to try and utilize Trey Lance going in 2022. Ooh, speaking of quarterbacks, we got Murray and Herbert off the board here to begin the fifth. Eli Mitchell, good pick there. We got Ayuk off the board too. Hey, if you're bullish on the Niners, man, I think Trey Lance is going to turn it up for him. We do, there's a chance we could see better consistent productivity out of Ayuk. We got Steven on the board. What's Steven going to do, guys? What's he going to do? Everyone is grilling you for cooking me for picking T. Higgins. So
I
that
just think
always
that's
feels
it's
good.
just why it seems so moment heavy, like because he's been dominating.
I mean, he had just about the same statistics as like a DJ Moore or a Deontay Johnson.
He was good. He was good.
Probably
where did Terry McLaurin get drafted last year in fantasy?
Probably in the second to third. Like end of
was
second.
it? I feel like there's no way.
Maybe third. Maybe the third. It
like,
depends
are
on
you
how
getting value on him in the fifth? Is my question.
I would say at this point, yeah. I would say at this point.
Okay.
And I mean, you already got Gibson, bro. Just go with the stack, bro.
Yeah, that's a terrible offense to have a stack go.
Go with the Washington stack. It's the classic strategy.
The Commander stack.
It is kind of interesting. They bring up a good point. We got McLaurin around. We got Chris Godwin around. We got Mike Evans, Amari Cooper. These are big name receivers who have a lot of question marks as Joe Burrow is taken here by Ronald. And I got to make a selection.
I don't think Chris Godwin will be there once it clarifies where he'll be. But I will. Yeah. But I will say that there's no. I think if he hadn't gotten injured, he's a borderline late second, early third guy because he was already a fourth rounder, late third last year, right? So I think he was just that good last season that he deserved that. But with the injury and the not being attached to Tom Brady anymore, I think it's going to be a very different scenario for him. And so maybe you could see fifth round value. I don't think I'd grab him in the third or fourth.
Yeah, it's right now, right? I mean, at this point when we're doing, early mock drafts, right, we're kind of speculating, right? Like you kind of have to play hypotheticals. So let's say he's on a good team. Like you can play hypotheticals everyone. You can take him in the third and say, I'm going to assume that he gets, he's free agent and he gets signed to a team with a good quarterback that I'm happy with. Or you can play hypothetical if he stays with Tampa and they signed Deshaun Watson. Like you can kind of swing it however you want because we're so early in the drafting process. So let's see here. Ryan May, I like the T pick. I was debating him or Deontay. Let's see here. Senior Subban says, Joe, this early. Why did you choose Knox and not Pitts? That's a good question. Yeah. I like Dawson Knox a lot. So Kyle Pitts would have been a fine move, especially in PPR leagues. But I like me some Dawson Knox, bro.
Rankings-wise, where'd they finish? I mean, different wise. I feel like Knox was right next to him, right?
Let's see. What's it giving me NAs, bro? That's depressing.
Let's see if it does it for me.
Maybe it's because he's a rookie. Hold on. Or was a rookie, I should say. It is, dude. That's so annoying.
I think I saw no. He was number 6 in PPR, number 8 in standard. Okay, what was Knox?
Well, I don't think this is going off last year.
No, I looked it up, bro. This is 2021 player rank.
Yeah, I don't think that's what mine is showing though.
It's the same exact thing for Dawson Knox. That's weird.
Oh, I guess because he was hurt and stuff. Hey.
Either way, the better pick. I will say there is argument to be made that Dawson Knox being attached to that Bills offense over Kyle Pitts being attached to that dreadful Atlanta situation is always a nice thing.
I've been wanting Dawson Knox for like the last 7 drafts. And I've been kind of sleeping at the tight end position. Just want to make sure I trade up a guy. But Kyle Pitts would have been a good pick. And there's another tight end who I'm not going to name who's limited around, who I debated would be a fine pick as well. And it's not Gronkowski. So we got Bryce Hall off the board, Travis Etienne, Kenneth Walker. I'm surprised I know these guys' name, man. Or it's
Yeah.
Brees Hall. It's Brees Hall, isn't it?
I wasn't even going to say anything. I wasn't even going to say it.
Hey, if you are in the chat and you've not made an honorary pick, let's see here.
Yeah, let's give some time to these guys.
We need someone to come through and make an honorary pick for Talk Salt. He's got Adams, Elliott, Mahomes, and Waller. So he's got a receiver, running back, QB, and tight end. I'll give you guys 20 more seconds to claim the honorary pick, or else I don't know what we're going to do. So,
any last words? We'll give this guy a
Senior Cinnabon. We'll do it.
MT. Interesting.
Okay, we got 2 votes for MT. Cinnabon, do you agree with MT?
Kareem Hunt. Tariq Cohen.
Too early. We got to try and make it realistic. It's kind of fun just having like an honorary team. So, all right, we got about
Spencer, where's Spencer at, man? You're gonna be our honorary captain here. Spencer, get in here. You got 10 seconds, 15 seconds.
I'm gonna give him Michael Thomas.
Okay.
Because I was freaking out at 15 seconds. I'm gonna give him Kareem Hunt because Cinnabon said that. As Mike Evans and Goodert are off the board.
That's an interesting 2 picks in a row, but okay.
Spencer's distracted.
There's no distraction. It's not a very captain, brother.
Okay, let's see here.
Does Bossman Fat take another rookie? I'm loving Bossman Fat's team right now.
He said he was going to take Brees too, but he went Walker instead.
Oh yeah, you got to go Brees over Kenneth, but both those guys are beasts, bro. I kind of like Kenneth Walker as a chubby.
I said Goodert, but Jerry took Schultz. Sorry, Jerry. Okay. My bad, bro.
I need to get on tight ends before you guys clean them. Actually, there's still a couple. Hawkinson still available. Goodert, the retired Rob Gronkowski.
Bro, there is a stud tight end hanging around, so hopefully someone doesn't pick him before you're around. Goodert, baby.
See, that's why when you're drafting and you've got guys like Jerry, because there's always a guy like that who loves a certain position and takes at it, right? Just goes at that position. You're freaking out because you're like, oh my gosh, it starts to scramble. Often it's like the quarterback, right? They start the pick of the quarterbacks in round 1. And it's like, okay, this is gonna set this draft into a completely different direction than it needs to. But it does. It really does kind of change it up. And to your point, Jerry, actually, real quick, Jerry has a good team right now.
There's Jerry Hawkinson too. Sorry, I was.
No, it's okay. But and Goodert goes.
Yeah, and Ronald talked about this last draft. You gotta, the tight ends are slim, bro.
I've always taken a tight end in 5th or 6th round.
Yeah, and there goes Devonta Smith. I think that's a good pick there. But yeah, Hawkinson's been hanging around. I mean, I almost picked him when I drafted, but I
would have done that.
I just thought about the injury, and I just went with my guy, Knox. You have the conviction, as I always say. Jerry likes the way his team is looking. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing here. Running backs are drying out quickly here. Very quickly. Let's see. Got a lot of handcuffs out there, though. A lot of handcuffs out there. Andrea's been drafted silently. Haven't seen her in the chat tonight. Putting together a pretty good squad here. Stefan, educated Tyrone. Glad I got a good tight end. Let's go. Andrea with Dak Prescott off the board. And I'm going to go Michael Carter.
Oh, I love that pick.
Another running back I like here, who I'm almost positive Ronald might take a look at him, but I do see Ronald has no receiver, so you might be going to that position, although he usually goes receiver light. But we'll see. Just something to think about when we actually draft. I've been on that tight end wave all season long. Gotcha. Kittle stays healthy and he played as good as he did towards the end of the season, he will finish number 1. Yeah, if he could just be healthy, bro. I knew you're gonna take Devin Singletary, Ronald. I knew it.
Oh, you
And
piece of dirt.
I knew if I took Singletary, you'd take Carter. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. And I knew if I took Carter, you'd take Singletary, bro. Isn't that crazy, man? That's like the thing. Like, we're gonna start to know each other pretty well by the time we actually get
I
that.
know, right?
Which is all, it's all good, bro. Like, I'm just happy to draft you guys and have the channel going and everything. But you guys are probably gonna be able to call out exactly who Steven and I like. Because we're gonna have ranking videos and tons and tons of mock drafts, and then mock drafting with you guys, all kinds of things. So, Ronald said you're 100% right. Finally, man. Finally. The only thing I've ever gotten right in my life, Ronald, was your hypothetical draft picks there. So let's go. Yo, we got think about these names, right? Allen Robinson, Miles Sanders, Julio Jones, Robert Woods, Tyler Lockett, Adam Thielen. Like, these are big name players, going into last season, right? Which is obviously last season, right? But it's just kind of crazy. Does he come out the gate taking Noah Fant, bro?
Yeah, I
You
mean,
okay, bro?
well, I mean, I'm also just baking in. What if A-Rod goes there?
Dude, I am telling you guys right now, I would bet. I have got this drink in my hand. I would bet this drink that Aaron Rodgers does not go to the Denver Broncos. It's one of those.
Everything's pointing there right now.
Right. But like, when you look at every time there's a big name free agent, especially the quarterback position, is always everything's pointing that way, and then it just never happens. Like, I just don't think you want to go to that division or to the AFC. Like, I'm sticking behind that thesis.
Yeah.
But, I think the Niners make so much more sense, but we'll find out. So the only thing I've ever gotten right in my life is Ronald's draft pick. So. Ronald says Noah Fant in the 7th. You might want to wait on tight end. Yeah, I mean, not to hurt your feelings, Steven, but I would rather get like a guy like a Hunter Henry in a late round because you kind of give him the same consistency there. But
I will say it was definitely a reach. It was definitely. I mean, my hair.
Man,
look at my radical hair transformation here.
Yeah, it's okay.
It did. It got a little spooky. And yeah, I kind of reached.
Hey, man, you never know, bro. Like, that's the thing, right? You can take a player who.
Well, let me ask you about a guy that I was thinking about drafting.
Okay.
And a handcuff here is going before him, and Melvin Gordon.
It depends on where he ends up.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, for right now, we either have to draft him as the value of what he was this year, which was better than Javonte, or we have to draft him at the value of if he is the sole running back for a team. Like, that guy should be very good. You know what I mean?
Should be.
But I mean, this is like a 7th round now.
Yeah.
7th round. And he was a really good fantasy back last year.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, but Bossman Fat says Madison. Wow. I think the strategy there is obviously Cook is taking on that team and just trying to shore up the handcuff situation, right? Which I don't have a problem with. But the other thing, if you have Cook and you go out and you get Madison, like you get all the upside of either player, and anytime Cook goes down, you have Madison. So like, if you have Cook, the value of Madison skyrockets for your team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, Steven takes Aaron Rodgers here.
Doing some interesting stuff right now.
Hey, man. That's what mock drafts are for, bro.
I know.
Yeah. That's what mock drafts are for. You got to switch it up.
Lockett was where I was going to go.
Pop, lock, and drop it. Sorry.
I wish there was someone I could, like, pair up with Aaron Rodgers, but outside of Devontae Adams, there's, like, really nobody I'd want to stack.
Dude, I feel like I've taken Jalen Hurts in every single draft we've done. Lamar Jackson's still on the board, who I don't mind here either.
I think he should have gone already.
Yeah. I mean, he's gone pretty early in most of the mock drafts we've done.
Yeah.
Bossman Fat like the value on Adam Thielen. Senior Simpson says, guess what QB I'm taking? We'll see.
Lamar?
See. Jerry says, sorry, everyone, I have to leave early tonight. I'll stick around for my next 2 picks. No worries, bro. Do you need us to draft for you? Or do you are you just having to pop out the chat? There goes Matthew's staph infection.
Nice. before
Jerry,
Lamar.
we're happy to draft for you. No worries, bro. Whatever he needs to do, my guy. Yeah, I don't have a problem with staff you, or what I'd say, staff you.
Staff you.
Good old staff you going here. I mean, still a relatively consistent season. I mean, he did kind of hurt some games with the interceptions, but yeah, still a top 15 quarterback. So if you want to shore him up, I don't mind that.
Yeah.
You might have to draft me into these next 2 picks. No worries, bro. No worries. We'll have Spencer finish out your squad. All right, let's see here. So a couple quarterbacks taking this round. We got Rodgers, Hurts, and Stafford. Got another tight end there, and Mike. Good old Mike G, my favorite player of all time. Career season ends on a quiet note. Okay. I mean, still a top 7 tight end last season.
Yeah, and the coach coming over comes from a system that really valued the tight end position. Even when George Kittle was hurt, they still went to the tight end a lot.
Yeah, that's probably a good point. It's probably a good point.
Yeah,
I'm gonna beef with the second.
He's definitely gonna be like a carbon copy of the Kyle Shanahan system.
Yeah.
I guess he's been like under the Shanahan like tutelage for like a long time. Like he's been with him for quite a bit.
Yes. Yeah, now it's if you know Kyler Murray, sorry. I don't know why I said Kyler Murray. I was thinking of Cliff Kingsbury. But anyways, if you know Kyle Shanahan or you know Sean McVay, you will be a head coach. That's how it
seriously
works. If you've ever been in the same room as them. Yeah. Let's see here. John, I saw a video of Lamar working out. I think I'm back on the Lamar boat even after that roller coaster season. He really damaged me emotionally in fantasy. So I'm glad you're there. I don't know if I'm there yet. Lee says one can always count on Cook missing at least 3 games. That's probably true. Which is probably why it's not a bad idea if you draft him to go ahead and make sure you get Madison early, So let's see here. Bossman Pat's about to pick them. We got Talks all on the board. So really our honorary team of the night on the board. Maybe I'll let the CPU do the next 2 picks so we can keep rolling here. I'm interested to see who Bossman Fat gets here. Pretty even peel team overall. How are you guys feeling about your squad so far? I can definitely say that if this was an actual league, Steven would be in last place. Joking.
I mean, I will say I like JT, A-Rod, Gibson.
Your team's
That's it. AJ Brown scares me a little bit. I like James Conner too, actually. Terry McLaurin and Noah Fant. Those are a couple dart throws there.
Jerry says, John and I have a close bond after we both have Lamar all season. Yeah, that's probably true. Ronald, we were low enough, just let it auto draft. Okay.
Give Talk Salt Melvin Gordon. Geez, I guess nobody really likes Melvin Gordon because I know you guys aren't trying to give him anybody good. See the hate that's going to come to Jerry soon. When Jerry jumps out, we're going to be like, give Jerry Tariq Cohen, give Jerry whatever god awful quarterback we can. Oh, OBJ.
We'll give him Allen Robinson.
Julio Jones. Oh my gosh. That's like
Jerry, Miles Sanders, and Lamar Jackson. Those are 2 good picks there, I think. I actually think Miles Sanders in the end of the 7th is pretty damn good value. And Jackson beginning the 8th is also.
That's amazing value to get Lamar in the 8th. Yeah. That was a good way to end out, Jerry.
Ooh, Amon Ra off the board. AJ Dillon off the board. Harris off the board.
I like Harris, man.
Patterson off the board. Things are going quickly here in the 8th round. Good old pounder and cheese.
Pound that cheese. Did you see that thing that came out, I guess, today that Marquise Hollywood Brown might retire to play video games?
I did, actually.
Isn't that wild?
I think it's awesome. Yeah. Jerry's out of here. Thanks for coming out, Jerry. Thanks for hanging out, man. We will we'll finish out your team in high honor.
You better not sit the next one out, Jerry. Better be in here next time.
Jerry, we love your double tight ends, just not your quadruple tight ends, bro. Hey, Jerry, have a good night, bro. Hope everything's good, man. Hope everything's all right. Thanks for coming out and chilling. We always appreciate you, bro. All right, let's see here. Andrea's on the board. I'm dying in anticipation. I have no idea who I'm going to pick next, but I'm going to pick a player who plays football.
Ooh, Tony
Yes.
Pollard. I like
Yes.
this. I like this. In the eighth.
Oh, she picked Tony Pollard. Okay. That means I have to draft.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
I'm going to pick up my guy,
Ooh,
Michael
Michael
Pittman.
Pittman.
Do you know that he runs his own YouTube channel with his wife?
That's a pretty badass little sneak peek of what he does in the off season.
He does it during the regular season too, and like
Oh,
gives
really?
insight. Yeah, like after games and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Does he talk about how shitty his quarterback situation was?
I don't. I've only watched like one video, but I
Probably
know
not. He probably doesn't talk shit about him.
probably doesn't. But Hunter Renfro, a great pick for Ronald here, his second receiver. So that's great value there. Love that.
Yeah.
And you know what? I like Pittman a lot with what he did last year, but does his value go down if Carson Wentz is not there, or does it go up depending on who they get?
I
Right?
think it just depends a little bit,
Yeah.
right? Because Carson Wentz definitely did feed him the ball quite a bit.
They had good chemistry for sure.
Yeah, they did.
I almost kind of like retrospectively, I almost like Renfro over Pittman, but
How about Henderson getting more work in the Super Bowl than Sonny Michel?
I did not talk about that, but I actually predicted that. I did. I won
That's
like
weird.
I won like $9 because I put together some free fantasy teams on FanDuel, and almost in all of them I had Henderson because I just had a weird feeling that they were gonna.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it was, you know. So yeah, um, yeah, it didn't come out that strange to me actually, but I didn't talk about that on any stream, so probably no one believes me. Yeah, yeah. Ronald says I was going to take Pittman. You guys have taken a lot of players. I was going to be on either side of me. Oh gosh, dude, I can't believe drafting in between me or what it's like drafting in between me and Steven. That's probably like I'm stealing really good players and Steven's stealing really bad players from me. So
I am taking guys that are not very too popular right now.
well, Ronald likes your picks, so
Ronald is not going to like the Melvin Gordon pick.
he might.
He was trying to give Melvin Gordon to Tox Alt, I think, or was that somebody else?
Senior Cinnamon says, I'm going to pick all players that play football. Very scary strategy. Brandon Cook's here at the end of the eighth. It's a good pick there, a good value for sure.
Can you imagine saying something like that? Like that's a Bill Belichick thing to say at like a conference or a press conference. Like, who are you guys trying to draft this year? You going to draft a quarterback? We're going to draft somebody who plays football. Like I can totally see him doing that.
Sure. Ron says I would have actually taken Gordon if he made it back to me. So yeah, if he bounced back after in the ninth round. But yeah, Steven's obviously been planting the seed to draft Melvin Gordon like this whole
dude. I was
draft.
trying to let you guys do it, man, and nobody was after him.
Yeah. So don't mess around with Melvin Gordon when it comes to Steven. Steven and I had a trade discussion every week.
Yeah, we
of
did.
The season. Gordon for Javonte. At a point, I could have gotten Rashad Bateman and Gordon for Javonte, which I probably should have done.
And honestly, wouldn't have done anything. Like none of them ended up. Everybody stayed the same. Like nobody did anything.
I know I won a big matchup that didn't end up mattering in the end, but if I had made the playoffs, would have mattered because of Javonte. When I beat your mom and I played her the second time, Javonte got me like a point enough to win. So yeah, it's weird. It's weird. But yeah, with Gordon and Javonte, you're just trading performances like different weeks. And then Bateman, I mean, I probably could have used him. I had like one receiver on my team, but we did discuss that trade quite a bit.
Yeah, we did.
Here goes Darrell Williams, as well as Devontae Parker.
I really like that Brandon Cooks pick. Chase Claypool was somebody I wanted to talk to you about, John. We saw where Deontay went right in the fourth, pretty early in the fourth. And Chase Claypool, I believe he was drafted actually higher than him last year. People saw him as the big body deep threat.
Yeah.
People loved him as being like the next DK Metcalf or someone like that just because of his build, right? But what do you see from him next year? He was banged up, inconsistent this season, kind of off the field, drama, diva type of shit. Do you like him next year?
I mean,
if they got a quarterback, I mean, this guy seemingly could be like in for a monster season. Let's say they got A-Rod, monster season.
A ton of values rookie season, a ton of value, right? And he had a lot of those big games too. And that's why, I mean, you really saw him and Deontay go, like, depending on your league, in very similar places, right?
Yeah.
And then, just very, very inconsistent this past year, right?
Yeah.
So I don't hate him whatsoever, but I just think there's a little bit too much of a question mark for me. Now, if a stud quarterback ends up there, then I'd be much more comfortable taking him, right?
Yep.
So
that's a pretty late round to get him, though. What was that? My ninth pick to get Chase Claypool when you were getting him in like the 5th last year, maybe?
You weren't getting it. Was later. I mean, probably like, well, it depends on the size of your league, but I would say closer to 6. Yeah.
Okay. That's still 3-round value.
It's
Chris
1
Olave
round. It's a
there.
1 round difference. Let me make sure I correct you there, Steven.
I like Chris Olave a lot, man.
Ronald said he was going to take Moore. Yeah, I think Moore is a really good value pick here.
Yeah.
Steven.
Yeah, I like Elijah Moore here. I think that was probably like my best pick, like outside of A-Rod in my last like 5 picks.
Yeah. Your team's fine, Steven.
Mike Williams goes. That's interesting.
Here goes Hollywood Brown. I mean, I was really liking Hollywood Brown in drafts, but you kind of spooked me with the gaming comment.
So. Right? Isn't that creepy? Like, why is this man doing this?
Because he can make a lot of money gaming, and he's probably already made a lot of money in the NFL. But, I mean, dude, if you have the platform to game, like, I don't really blame people who pursue it, you could probably get monetized in an hour, like on Twitch and YouTube. So, but he could probably also do that while playing football, like, and still making a lot of money. He is
making money playing football.
Yeah. Senior Seven says, I was thinking about Hollywood Brown, but ... So, yeah, I think if he's on the team next year, at 9th round, stupid value, bro.
I have no interest in Rashad Bateman next year.
Yeah.
Like, I will not draft him, even if he's my last pick.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. I'm not crazy.
I have no interest in drafting the 3rd read for Lamar next year.
Is Watkins going to be there next year? No, but Andrews is first. Okay.
Yeah. Andrews and Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah.
And I also think that they're not going to pass it as much as they did this year.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I just
Dobbins should be back. Edwards should be back. Ronald likes Bateman late round. Yeah, I mean, I think if you're hurting at the receiver position, you can get him in the 14th round, 13th, 12th round. Like, I don't really have a problem with it, especially if you believe in the Ravens offense. But it depends on how your draft goes overall. And I know Ronald, for example, goes pretty receiver light. So I think it makes a lot of sense for him to be on, a guy like Ronald's board, for example. So,
yeah.
But I think also Steven had Rashad Bateman on
his team last season. I never played him. Like, it was just like, I never felt like, oh, this week I can actually plug him in my lineup. And like the high from him was getting like 2 catches and 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
It was like you had to guess the touchdown.
Yeah. Spencer, are you still in the building, bro? We might need you in a second.
Chris Carson going. Interesting. I already feel like I'm done drafting. These are the picks that end up winning you the championship right here, though. These are where you get your late rounders. See Robert Woods go there. Did Woods go before OBJ? Yep, he did. Yeah. They've got a very interesting predicament, the Rams, right, for their team building this offseason. We got 2 injured receivers, and one's older than the other. Who are we taking?
I'm just drafting for Jerry. Like, no one responded, so I gave him a receiver because he only has 2. He's got 1 quarterback, 2 tight ends.
Dude, you gave him a receiver who's not going to be able to play till like 3/4 of the season.
Well, I know Jerry likes OBJ and he likes the Rams, so I felt like it was a good honorary pick.
Does he have a quarterback?
Yeah, he's got Lamar. So
give him Cortland Sutton, bro. Cortland Sutton could be really good next year.
I'll give him a respectable receiver because he's very
receiver
light.
Cortland Sutton was good last year.
Let's let the CPU do this one.
Better than Jerry Jr.
All right, this is Kenny Galladay.
Oh my gosh. Dude, he got drilled on the last 4 picks. Look at his last 4 picks. Allen Robinson, Julio Jones, Robert Woods, Kenny Galladay.
Dude,
That was like that
he's
was
got a lot of receivers.
that's how you got murdered last year.
Yeah. It's a very receiver-heavy team for our boy Toxalt, who could not make it out tonight. Very light the running back and tight end and quarterback position. But it happens, man. It happens, So, yeah. Let's see here. Ronald says, absolutely Woods. Cedar Simmons says, I won't take OBJ for drafts at all this season.
So we're liking Woods next year.
I don't have any beef with Woods next year at all. No, especially like if you can get him here in the 9th round, end of the 9th, for example, dude, that's like phenomenal value. Like to me, like there's no difference in taking like a Robert Woods over taking an Adam Thielen in like the 7th, right? You got in this draft got taken there, or beginning of the 7th. Like veterans, the consistency. They've both been hurt, but in my opinion, they're both steals where you can get them.
Yeah.
OBJ. If he didn't get hurt, obviously, I would have liked him a little bit more just because I think maybe there's more momentum there carrying into next season. But he'll probably miss at least the first month of the season, right? If not more.
You would expect second year in a row blowing his ACL.
I mean, yeah, it's just saying everything. He might not be ready for the season. So who knows what that means.
That's like huge, man. And honestly, like I feel bad for him now. Like I've gotten to the point where I've turned completely around. And I feel bad for OBJ. I don't know how I feel about that, but like he's going to probably take a vet minimum deal to stay with LA next year. They're going to probably get him on a super cap friendly deal.
So I did see. Did I bring this up last night that the Rams are looking to restructure contracts with like 6 players, including Stafford, Aaron Donald, a couple of other big players, right? So that they can free up a ton of cap space to not only re-sign guys like Miller and OBJ, but also make moves in free agency too. And apparently everyone's down for it, but who knows?
Interesting. Dude, how sick would it be if they traded for Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, that would be insane.
I would say, like, I have like actually dreamt of that scenario for like a while. Like, can you imagine Aaron Rodgers in that offense?
Okay, my quarterback still threw an interception in the Super Bowl. We got to upgrade, guys. It's the only way I stay here.
Yeah,
it's the only way I stay.
Oh, dude, Aaron Rodgers would throw for like 70 touchdowns with that offense.
Yeah, that would be interesting, but I don't think that they'll obviously back off of what they've got.
No, I know. It's just like that would be like a Madden type of scenario where you get A-Rod in LA.
That would be ridiculous.
That'd be the most cutthroat business decision ever.
That would be ridiculous. Good old A-Rod, bro. I don't think he's going to make a decision until like August.
He said he was going to do it well before free agency.
Oh,
I think he will. Yeah, I think he will too. Cam Akers is an interesting pick. I liked Cam a lot. I said I would consider him in the first.
Oh, dude, I got a pick. Why did no one tell me?
You were like playing around with your like fucking.
I was setting up a queue.
Oh, I like that Chase Edmonds pick there.
Yeah, since he's sitting there, I was going to take him because
Cam Akers. He had a pretty bad postseason outside of that Cardinals game.
Yeah,
like he had a really bad Super Bowl. He obviously had like the horrendous conference championship.
He does look like coming off that injury, like the fastest man alive, though.
You think?
Yeah,
he hasn't really gotten a chance to run outside of the first game at Arizona.
I like Javonte there. I like Akers. I like Aaron Jones as well. Even kind of like Montgomery in that tier. I guess Gibson, realistically, Gibson didn't have too bad of a year. So, this mock draft one with Akers. But, I listen, there's hesitation there, right? Because more than one running back had success in that backfield this season. Sony Michel at a point looked like the guy. Henderson beginning of the season looked like one of the best draft picks in fantasy, right? And then it literally went Henderson to Michel to Akers back to Henderson. So it's like, that's what scares me more than anything, right? It's not really Cam Akers' individual play. It's maybe the inconsistency behind the offensive game plan. So, but I think it's a fair enough point to make. Yeah. Ronald I didn't tell you I want to chase Edmonds. Damn it. Sorry, bro. Stevenson's a great pick there too. Like I like Stevenson a lot there. So I had him queued up for whatever that's
Jerry
worth.
said you
So,
guys are going to respect my team.
is Jerry in the chat?
In the sleeper chat, I saw something that said you guys are going to respect my team. Let's see.
Bro, we gave you needed receivers. And you like the Rams.
Oh, man, this is an interesting pick for me here.
I can hear the anxiety in Steven's voice.
Yeah. Well, what the hell did I just do? If somehow Mike Davis became my top player. That is never a good situation.
Mike Davis is good. You should take him.
Yeah. Remember last week where I took Kenyon Drake?
Yeah, that was interesting. Ronald Jones.
Yeah, you know how I'm high on Ronald Jones.
I think Justin Jackson's a good pick here.
I like Ronald Jones as a 1A, 1B for a different team outside of Tampa.
Okay.
And he will not be in Tampa next year, I can tell you that.
Yeah, we heard your thesis last week, bro.
Yeah. I stand by it.
I heard that. What do you think about the scenario of a Carson Wentz to Washington?
Yeah, I saw you sent me that when I was at work, and I was just like, wow, Washington, how can you get worse, right? I don't really see how he does anything. Like,
I feel like he's like the perfect Washington.
No, I actually think he'd be like worse than Taylor Heineke.
That's what I mean. That's why he'd be perfect.
Yeah. No, but like, I feel like Carson Wentz is not good, and he also is not as good of a locker room guy as Heineke is or Ryan Fitzpatrick is. So it's like a complete downgrade.
I think Washington should stick with Heineke. Like,
I think they should draft a quarterback.
Sure, I agree with that too. But like,
not even for the purpose of like necessarily rebuilding and retooling, but also just like if you're gonna rebrand your team, you might as well like try to take a swing on one of these quarterbacks since you've got a top 12 pick. You might be able to draft the first quarterback off the board because these quarterbacks are, not as sexy as some guys in the past.
Yeah, I think letting someone sit behind Heineke is a smart move, right?
Yeah.
But Heineke hasn't done really anything to not be the starter. I mean, he's not like perfect, but what your options are. Then I guess Fitzpatrick might still be around. So who knows? Who cares, right? Who cares about Washington?
Let's see here.
Carson Wentz is a complete asshole, self-absorbed, cocky, and a bad teammate.
Yep.
Cannot take criticism at all. Yeah, we talked about this a little bit last night, right? But
we are not fans of Carson Wentz at the catch.
That's why I said he'd be the perfect Washington. Like it would make so much sense for Washington to go out and get him, because Washington is the worst. So, and we're allowed to say that because we were both born in that area. So, we are literally the worst. So, dude, I think I'm going to buy one of the new Washington Commanders jerseys.
I feel like I have to, right? I feel like I have to.
I'm going to buy a Chase Young, the black one. So by
that'll
the way,
actually be sick, dude.
My Joe Burrow jersey, which I paid for expedited shipping, is still not here. I was trying to get it by the Super Bowl to wear it, and it's still not here. So, in case you guys are wondering, I am the reason that the Bengals lost the Super Bowl.
That's actually hilarious.
Because I bought a Joe Burrow jersey, a Super Bowl jersey, that is, and it is still not here. So, yeah.
Oh, Ronald, you piece. I thought Gabe Davis was gonna hang around for one more round.
I'm really surprised that Tyler Boyd hasn't been selected. And I don't really like picking him because I already had Higgins.
Yeah, you can't take him.
Well, I did because he is literally the best player available. I'm very surprised he lasted this long. Dude, you know what I was looking at for the Super Bowl? He, like, everyone's forgetting he had a huge drop.
Yeah, that was huge, dude. It was right in his stomach, bro. And apparently he hadn't had any drops all season. And then he drops that one pass, and it's just like, bro, come on.
Big moments,
come on.
Big moments.
He's also lethal in Madden.
Is he really?
Like, he's actually really good in Madden. I started a franchise with the Bengals, like, over a month ago, and he is like better than T. Higgins. They made T. Higgins suck in Madden. He's so slow.
Really?
Just yeah, it's horrendous.
Oh man, you should stream your Madden franchise, Steven, and let everyone see how pleasant you are when you play Madden.
Yeah, how angry I get, and also how I can just never go undefeated. I played around with the Buccaneers.
It's
I got
literally
through.
it's so easy to go undefeated in franchise mode.
I can't do it. I can't go undefeated in Madden franchise. It's just no matter what I do, I always end up screwing it up. If I
I
run the ball heavy, I can win. But like if I pass it, I just like I screw up. I can't do it. I just throw turnovers and then I let the other team score on me, and then I'm just like freaking out, bro.
It's okay, man. You'll get there. You'll get there. So
I've done it once with the Titans. The Titans is the one team I've ever done it.
I don't believe that. I think that's a lie.
I really maybe back in the day where I would like edit players.
Oh yeah, everyone's 9'9" and 7 feet tall.
That was fun, and you could back in the day you could take off the like ability to run offside, so your guy would just be sprinting like this, and
Yeah,
he
that
was
was
just,
awesome.
and then when the ball's high,
out,
you would just like book it at the quarterback, and you'd have
Yeah.
like 10 sacks a game.
when they took that out, I was super pissed. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Senior Cinnabon here saying, I have no idea what to draft. Let's look at his team real
He
quick.
just went with Kirk. I think Henderson and Kirk were two good picks, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've got a pretty solid team here.
Yeah, I like this team.
You really have solid running backs. That's the thing that steps out to me. And then you got Cooper Kupp. That kind of carries your receiver class. I like that a lot, actually. I think you've really put together a good team here. You got Kyle Pitts there, which is really good tight end value. Christian Kirk, he's such a talented player, right? Like, why can't he just become that guy, right? Maybe it is next year that he finally steps into that shoe, but I mean, shit, dude, he could really get it done. He could be a stud because he's a talented guy.
Seth, what's going on, my dude? Drafts next season are going to be brutal. So many kind of unknown situations.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Hopefully, as we approach July, then we get into August, we get closer to September, we'll have better understanding of some of those situations. But yeah, like we said earlier in this draft, right? When we're drafting this early, you're kind of playing hypotheticals, right?
Yeah.
For certain scenarios, like a Aaron Rodgers, right? Like a Devontae Adams on the same team at the moment, right? So yeah, absolutely, right. You're always playing some hypotheticals, right? Good to see you, Seth. What's going on, my dude? Ronald says, "Of course, I will destroy you all." Absolutely, yes. We
John.
have, huh?
Oh no, go ahead. Go finish that
I was
first.
gonna say we have that understanding. As we go into every draft. Yes.
Ronald's like really good, man. Is what I was gonna say. Ronald, like, he has a strategy that I think we apply when it comes draft day. Like,
Just take running backs. Ronald drafts almost identical to how I have drafted.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, he really does follow kind of what we do for the most part. Mock drafts are fun to kind of play around with other stuff. Like they're
Then when it comes draft day, I'm like, okay, I'm running
screw
backs.
this guy.
Where are the running backs?
Yeah, I got to go back to my crutch.
Yeah, which used to really work in fantasy, dude.
Yeah,
especially if you played standard, right? Like when PPR started to become more normalized, right? Unless you're Steven, running back position was just so incredibly valuable, right? And it still is. And like the problem now is the season's so long. Like you just risk like having to find the handcuff or the RB2. I mean, we saw so many running backs get hurt this past year, dude, which might not be like a thing we see every single season. Don't get me wrong, but it was just. I think I'm just scared because this past year was so brutal, and I was so RB heavy, and I was so receiver light that it really hurt me. So,
oh yeah, you got to draft for Tox.
Oh, sorry guys. Sorry guys.
Senior Cinnabon's a career.
Oh God, we can't do that. Let's at least give him. I don't know. Is this a good receiver? Yeah, let's give him.
Yeah, John Dotson's really good.
Yeah.
He's
We
good.
can't have Tom Brady in
Yeah,
the
you got
building.
4 in a row.
Yeah. Let's see here. Jerry could really use just about anything.
I like
I'm gonna give him Raheem. I'll let you pick. He doesn't really need a receiver.
no, he doesn't. He probably needs a running back.
Ronald says to give him a running back. So
You go Rashad White, the tailback from ASU. I like him a lot. He's
obviously
definitely going to be a third down back too.
Somebody there that Steven wanted that was not that player. Let's
really, I like Rashad White. I like Rashad White a lot.
Let's give him a tight end. Let's take Zach.
Okay. You purposely didn't choose Hunter Henry there.
Jerry
loves didn't choose Hunter Henry right there. That was a little bit of manipulation there.
How?
Yeah. Go ahead and change that player, big guy. I see you.
I thought I see you. Him. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Talks alt needs a player. This is why we'll just go CPU for the rest of the picks. Gronk's off the board.
Okay, Stefan, who's your favorite rookie player that's going to be fantasy relevant? So obviously, I mean, you got your favorite rookies that are going to be defensive guys too, but who's your favorite rookie stud next year for fantasy? Get anybody in the catch. If you guys are keeping up with the rookies, let me know. Be curious to see that, because when I'm doing my rookie videos and my college videos, do more deep dives on whoever you guys talk about. Rashad White, like you said, he is a beast from ASU. The guy's basically like a wide receiver. And apparently the guy grew up looking up to Aryan Foster. That's who he modeled his game after. So pretty cool. Not saying he's going to become his childhood hero, but he's got some of that kind of swag to him.
Dude, I think I opened up a pack of football cards for a short.
Yeah.
And I got an Aryan Foster card.
No way. He was a stud back in the day, bro. He was a stud.
Trying to look. No, it was Matt Forte, basically the same guy. Yeah.
They were very similar. Stefan, you like Treylon Burks, George Pickens, Garrett Wilson too. Yeah, man. Right now I've got them in my rankings. I wouldn't actually have George Pickens in my top 4 or 5, but I do like him a lot. It's crazy because if you followed Pickens' career at Georgia, that guy like should be the 1A receiver out of this class if he just played up to like his freshman year. He obviously got banged up and some things went not his way, but that guy's profile and his ability to track the ball, it's like pretty unworldly. Like he is a very good profile talent. Probably late first, second round in the actual NFL draft, just because of how built he is and how good he can be. But Garrett Wilson, that guy's going to be a stud in fantasy. And Treylon Burks, bro. I mean, this guy literally, like, at first I said so much of, like, he was Deebo Samuel, like, just because of the way they use him. But then when I really, like, just watched, like, how he runs the ball so up high, like, he runs so high, he's so big. It's just A.J. Brown just, like, screams it from me. He is definitely, like, an A.J. Brown photocopy. And that is going to be great for the NFL wherever he goes.
Jay Tucker off the board. Let's go.
Nice. Senior Cinnabon. There we go. I like that pick, brother. I like that pick.
Yeah, I got to get more privy to the rookies.
Dude, you should jump on with me one time and we can just go through it. And because you could even just like ask me questions of like what you think a team needs in the off season, right? And that's a fun one to do. Because I mean, shit, there's half the time when you're drafting, it's really like to try to figure out what that team needs. Like at Washington, I feel like the Washington Commanders, correct me if you're wrong, if I'm wrong, John, but I really feel like they have a pretty complete team this year.
Whoa.
Outside of the quarterback spot. They got really good defense if they can come back.
What secondary?
The secondary is bad. Yeah, you can definitely, but you can beef up the secondary in the offseason through free agency or a corner. There's some things you can do. Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
Commanders are going to the Super Bowl, bro. That's all I got to say.
Ronald, I want to ask you a question about how you feel about Russell Gage. Do you think he'll get re-signed to Atlanta? This says it's likely he will.
Yeah.
Because I really like him. Like I really like the value of where you drafted him in the 12th round. But I only like him if he sticks with Atlanta and he can continue to play that wide receiver one role. If Calvin Ridley's not there, but even if Ridley is there, I still like Gage as long as he's with Atlanta, right? Because I think if he goes to another team, we don't necessarily know what his value is going to be, right? What consistency we're going to see. Ronald says he stays in Atlanta. I don't think Ridley will be. Fair enough. Yeah. And that in that scenario, right? I think he's a phenomenal value in the 12th round, especially with what we saw him do towards the end of the season, right? I mean, a very, 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 very good receiver end of the 2021-2022 fantasy season, right? Maybe other than that game against Detroit where a lot of people started him. But just about every other matchup, he did fine, full PPR. So Steven coming out here with Cole Beasley off the board.
I mean, do you see them bringing back? Don't you feel like the receiving core for the Bills next year is going to be Cole Beasley, Gabe Davis, Stephon Diggs?
Yeah.
Like, why would they need Sanders back?
No, I don't think they don't think they need it. No.
Like Gabe Davis for me, he is probably the best value receiver in the draft next year.
Okay. I like Davis as well. Beasley's, used to be that guy that you could just rely on in terms of PPR.
Was he terrible this year?
No,
he wasn't good.
I mean, it's top 30, right? But you just can't trust him,
Yeah.
Where like in prior seasons,
you could count on him a little more,
especially in PPR, right?
Yeah.
But it's just kind of the way that offense is at the receiver position, right? I mean, like it's just a loaded offense, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard to count on players, right? Cinnabon says, when I went to the Falcons versus Bucks game, I had Gage on my team. He had a good game. Yeah, Bucks secondary, bro.
Yeah, seriously.
Jeez.
When Richard Sherman's like your best corner, that's when you got a problem.
How many games did Sherman even play?
I think he played 2 games. I think he played like 2 games.
Got our first defense off the board here in the Buffalo Bills.
Interesting. Who do you think's the best defense next year? Cowboys?
Dude,
is it a shoo-in for them next year?
No, not at all. No.
I think it's the Pats and the Cowboys would be for me.
I'm a little worried about redrafting the Cowboys. That's like the most common position we see like actual value fall off.
Yeah.
Like I would, I don't know, man. I don't know how to predict.
The Patriots are the only consistent one, and they're still drafted very late.
And I think like they just have such a safe floor. Like worst case scenario, as long as Bill's the coach, like next year the Pats will get you like 7 to 10 points. Like worst case scenario,
Yeah.
Ronald says he will not draft the Cowboys. Oh wait, or it will not be the Cowboys. Yeah, I mean I very concerned for the state of the Cowboys. Sorry, Cowboys fans, but I think that's a pretty exhausting way to end the season, But I think, Micah Parsons going to be great for a long time to come. I think their front seven's pretty damn good. Diggs makes a lot of plays, but when you really break down Diggs's numbers, they're not good, right? Like he makes plays by giving up plays, if that makes sense, Money Mac on the board here for Steven.
Yeah, man. Got to take my boy Money Mac.
Money Mac, baby. Yeah. Let's see here. I don't know if I think I'm just gonna do a true draft. I was thinking about not doing one and just not picking.
No, we gotta do it. We gotta do a true one for these mock drafts.
Okay.
I like Kendrick Bourne though, man.
I was gonna take Bourne and Kirk Cousins to end my draft.
I will say Gus Edwards is also on my board too. I think he's really good value here.
We're gonna pick a defense. I'm gonna pick the Cowboys.
Yeah.
That was because I've been making fun of them. That was a joke. Steven's response.
Yeah, Ryan's right on the money there. If they got Nakobe Dean, that would be like pretty elite. That'd be if you're talking about the Cowboy. I mean, Nakobe Dean fits both the Cowboys and the Patriots. But if Nakobe Dean and Micah Parsons lined up together next year, allowing Micah to edge rush more and to kind of float around a little bit more, which is what he's really good at. dude, that could be a very, very sexy thing for the Cowboys. And they still have Vander Esch too. Like they could have the most
Yeah.
dynamic, disgusting linebacking core, which would remind me a lot of when the Bucks won the Super Bowl. They had Devin White, Levante David, um, and they had JPP who would go back from rushing and playing like stand up, and they were
Dude,
just really good.
whatever happened to Jalen Smith? Like, is he just not on the team?
I
Like,
think
how does
he is backup for somebody like the Giants or something
hold on,
right
I'm gonna
now.
check. Ron
Like,
the
did he get
Goat's in the house. What's up,
what's up,
bro?
Ron?
Yo, it's been a minute. What's up, bro? It's good to have you here. Thanks for coming out, man. He is on the Giants, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, that's sad.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. How
Yeah,
the chips have fallen for Jalen Smith when
yeah.
coming out of Notre Dame, he was like a super highly touted linebacker. Then he got that knee injury, and then his career just fell apart.
Yeah.
Oh no, Jason's upset over the trade, dude. I like. Actually, no, dude. I would keep chasing Najee when I'm looking at it
Yeah.
objectively.
If it's dynasty, then I don't think you're fine, bro.
Dude,
You're fine.
Chase is 21 years old,
You gave up
and
you gave up a lot of value, but like you got a lot of value as well. You know?
what was it? So he's trading Eckler and Jefferson for Chase and Najee. Yeah, man, that's a great deal. I would take that. Um,
Yeah, chat. Let us know what you guys think about Jason's trade there.
because
I
dude, like Eckler's like, how old is Eckler now?
pretty old.
Yeah, and Jefferson, like, dude, the rumors around Minnesota is that Kirk's not going to be here much longer, right? Who's to say that they don't like end up getting worse at the quarterback position? I mean, it could get pretty bad pretty quickly from Minnesota if they let go of Kirk Cousins. Who's to say that the other side's always greener? And Kirk's done a great job at supporting Justin Jefferson. Meanwhile, you got a 21-year-old Jamar Chase who just shattered every rookie receiver record with
Yeah.
Joe Burrow, who might be one of the next greats in this era. And then you got Najee Harris, who is probably the best young back in the game right now, or at least one of the two of them, right? We saw Najee go in the second round or the second pick here, at number 2. So
Sure.
I like that a lot.
Cinnabon, yes. If you go on auto draft and you have a queued player, it'll pick out your queued players in order.
Nice, Watson.
Talk salt. I didn't realize the time. Hey, you're good, bro. We had the catch fam pitch in. We did some honorary picks. You ended up with a lot of receivers. You got some CPU picks, but for the most part, we had members of the chat starting out or starting off your team. So no worries, bro. It happens, man. Appreciate you swinging by and hopping in the chat, man. And I hope you like the team that got put together for you. Um, I know some of your receivers there at the end you're probably not happy with, but the CPU picks for some reason just went ham on the receivers for you. But hey, man, no worries. Appreciate you swinging by and letting us know, man. Let's see. Chase and Najee side for sure. Ryan says Dynasty, Chase and Najee, no contest. Eckler is good, but Najee is a good or has a few more years of youth. Ronald says in Dynasty, it is great. I'd rather have Eckler and JJ in redraft, sure. But in Dynasty, it's definitely a good trade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go, Jason. There's some, no, what's the word I'm looking for? Some,
Advice.
no, uh, some confidence for you, bro.
John, we saw a very controversial guy, Deshaun Watson, taken in the last
Yeah,
round.
I do think,
You want to talk a little bit about some of the stuff you've seen, and do you see him playing football next year, regardless of what team he goes for?
yeah, I do think by the time we're drafting for actual teams next year, we'll know where Deshaun Watson's going to be. So I don't like mind him being taken in a mock draft at all. But yeah, I think he'll be on a team next year, bro.
Yeah.
I think throughout we'll get, like, dude, like I'm not trying to comment like either direction on his legal battle, but like I think
It's a rough one.
everything will the payouts will happen at the end of the day, and like he'll be the NFL will do whatever they have to do to get him back on the field, and whatever they have to sweep under the rug will be swept under the rug, and he'll be on a team. I really do. So from a
Usually how it
football,
goes.
from a football perspective, from a fantasy perspective, he will be a valuable player regardless of like it. Literally, that's the thing with Deshaun Watson, right? We've seen him play for the Houston Texans. Like regardless of what team he goes to, he's going to have value, right? So yeah, he'll be around.
Well, yeah, and that kind of gets to the point of like, where do you think he's gonna be? Let's say, regardless of where he is again, what quarterback spot do you think he takes over? I think he potentially goes before Russell Wilson, Matt Stafford. I think he is in that class
Yeah, he's
because
up
when
in
Watson was there, he was like the second best quarterback in the league, third best quarterback in the league. I mean, it was like Mahomes and him. It was their show. I mean, I guess Brady was still doing it then too. So it was like Watson was like just as much of the next guy as Mahomes was.
yeah. He'll be up there, bro. Like, and there will be leagues out there that even consider taking him earlier. So,
Yeah.
and in like super flex leagues, he's going to hold a ton of value. So, yeah, absolutely, bro. I think he'll be around next year, and I think from a football perspective, it's definitely going to be exciting to watch him play football again because you're absolutely right. He's right up there, before everything happened, right up there with the Mahomes, with the Allen, with the Murray, with the Lamar Jackson, right, in terms of fantasy value. So I think you're right on the dot with that for sure. Bossman Pat, I'm happy with him, but I didn't take a defense on a real scenario. Would have to drop someone. Yeah, and that's always an okay strategy, right? As we finish
Yes.
off at the draft here, right? So yeah. Talks about I like most of those wide receivers. Good. Jason says thanks, guys. 100%, bro. If he's playing a specialty team with competent receivers, I take Watson over anyone not named Mahomes, Allen, or Herbert. Yeah, and like I'm not going to be surprised if once we know he's on a team, if you're seeing leagues where he's taken in the top 3. I mean, you might listen. Deshaun Watson is
He was a bad brother when he was playing.
he's a
Man. He was
baller, bro.
good.
Like
Yeah, he
he
was
is.
good.
So I don't have any beef with that. Like if that's your quarterback, that's your quarterback. So
Remember that play? He had a finger in his eye and his helmet was pulled this way and he threw a touchdown. Like that's the
yeah,
real no look, bro.
that is yeah. That play was insane. All right, so that caps off the draft. Another phenomenal 2022 early fantasy football mock draft with the Catch family. Appreciate you guys getting this put together with us as always, man. Just appreciate all your guys' support here in the fantasy offseason and a great draft overall. Shall we go through the team, Steven? Let's do it. All right, GSU Man 77. Starting things off hot with his confidence in Dalvin Cook. Follow that up with another running back in the same division, Aaron Jones. We've got Madison, so handcuffed to Cook, Williams, and Foreman. Some other good handcuff situations there. Hopkins, Ayuk. I think a little early for Ayuk, my personal opinion, but you still got Thielen, Parker, and Jefferson. Higbee's tight end, and Kyler Murray at the quarterback position, Bills defense, and good old Daniel Carlson. So I think it's a pretty good team overall. Any thoughts there, Steve?
I like it. I don't love the Ayuk pick at number 4. I think Madison, you wait on. I love what you're trying to do there. I think Madison could have fallen a couple rounds, but great strategy to try to lock up a handcuff.
Yeah, I like that decision, right? Like, I think if you have Cook, like you're basically getting Madison as like RB1 value if you have Cook. Only if you have Cook, because then no matter what, you have the Vikings RB1. So I personally don't think it's too early. But I can definitely, see either side there.
Yeah.
Steelers 8519 went with Najee Harris at the second overall pick. Running back position, we've also got Mitchell, then a plethora of handcuffs. Jackson, Hubert, Vaughn, Williams, all at the end of the draft there. I really like Jackson and Hubert. I think those are good values there. Receiver position, we got Waddle, Allen, Burks, Cooks, Claypool. A lot of upside in those names and a lot of good consistency in Waddle and Allen. Got Jay Herbert, a great QB1, obviously. Then Fearmouth at the tight end position and Tyler Boss. So that's a pretty good team overall. Yeah.
I really like that squad.
Steven really likes this squad. So you have Steven's approval.
Herbert's the man, and you get, I think you got 2 really good running. Your first 5 picks are pretty nuts, to be honest. Like those are really a solid first 5.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I like those first 5 for sure. Then outside of that, you're just going for ups. I mean, secured the tight end position as well, which I think we have a little bit of worry about Fearmouth without Big Ben, but still the talent's there. You got a lot of upside receivers, Cooks with some good consistency too. And then you got a lot of good handcuff situations. So it's definitely a good team overall. We'll skip mine, Steven's team. Ronald here. Listen, Ronald, I don't mean this in any negative way, but this is a Ronald team. 100%. We've got Derrick Henry, Javante Williams, Fournette, Singletary, Penny, and Stevenson. Very, very, very good running back depth. Very good running back room. Andrews pretty early here, the second tight end taken in this draft. A great pick there. Got Joe Burrow, Jay Money, Jay Burr, whatever you want to call him. Pat's defense, Nick Folk, receiver, always a little bit light for you, but I think you got some really good players: Lockett, Renfro, Davis, and Gage. So I do like this team, but this is essentially exactly what I expected out of you, Ronald. But it's definitely a good team.
Best team so far, I think, including
Steven
ours
likes
as
your
well.
team.
Yeah, including ours as well.
Yes. Lee said he enjoyed it. Andrea, I think my team is so. Let's see here. Stefan, I don't mind taking Madison. But that's way too early. Talk Salt, not sure how Waller is available at the end of the fourth, but I was definitely going to take him. There we go. There we go. We chose right for you, bro. Let's see here. Stefan says, never take a handcuff when better standalone starters are available. Fair enough. Fair enough. Ronald, I assume you thought Dylan would fall back to you in the eighth, and I will crush you all. Yes. Yes.
Classic.
Yeah. Andrea, CMC, Nick Chubb, Pollard, Gaskin, and Cook at the running back position. Got Metcalf, Ridley, and Godwin at the receiver position, and Olave and Tony. Prescott's quarterback, Gasecki's tight end. Got Butker and the Niners defense.
Jeez, that's good.
It's a good team for sure. Yeah. If CMC and Nick Chubb can stay healthy, then this is a really good team. If you get a little bit of a gamble with Ridley and Godwin, in my opinion, but if they pay off, this is a really, really good team.
Yeah. I think for the purposes of doing mock drafts now, you gotta price those two guys in, Ridley and Godwin, somewhat of what they were last year, or they were expected to be, right? Just because we can't be too hard on them. And with that said, I mean, Andrea, I saw that you said you were a little so-so in your draft, but I think you had a really good board here. I like a lot of the depth you guys got, or that you guys got through the rest of it. I mean, look at getting Pollard that late. I mean, that's really solid too.
I like Pollard there.
Yeah, I like that.
Good team. Some upside in the later round, so nothing wrong with that. Senior Cinnabon, Cooper Kupp, first receiver taken off the board. Paired him with Devonta Smith, Mike Williams, and Christian Kirk. I like that receiver room a lot, actually. I really like this team overall. I like the running back depth a lot here. We got Swift, Montgomery, Robinson, who I haven't given up on quite yet. Patterson and Hendo, D-Tendies. Tight end is Kyle Pitts, Matthew Staff infection, backed up by Justin Fields, Justin Tucker, and the Rams defense. So I like this team. I think it's a very even peel team, and you got a lot of good running back depth. Obviously, Cooper Kupp's going to lead the receiver room, so I think Devonta Smith's going to have a good year next year, and then you get some upside in Williams and Kirk for maybe possible flex plays. Plus, I just like this team. I really do like this team. So, all right, let's see here. Super team. We got Jefferson, Chase, Moore, Hollywood Brown, Chark, and Bateman, Barkley, Hall, Spiller, a couple of rookies in there, and Harris at the running back position. Tight end is Goddard. Quarterback is Wilson. We got the Bucs defense and Blankenship. Oh, and we got, did I already say Russell Wilson? Yeah, I did, right. So, yeah, 2 stud receivers to start this draft, man. Jefferson and Chase is ridiculous. So, running back a little worrisome, but you get those rookies to hit, man. This is definitely a team that, especially with waiver wire ads and trades, this could be a really good team for sure.
Yeah, I mean, this has got to be the most high upside uncertainty team drafted. I mean, with all the rookie running backs that have huge upside ability, I love it personally. Saquon Barkley is the biggest hit or miss guy. I mean, if he hits anywhere near what he can do, you got the best player in football. So to complement that with the 2 best receivers right there, I love this draft if it hits in your stride, right? And that's not even to mention Russell Wilson, where you got him. I think he is going to return value regardless of where he's at, because I think he's better than where he's drafted right now.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with that. All right, May Day 27, and then with my guy Joe Mixon, Dobbins, ETN, and Dillon. That's a very good running back room. Receivers, we've got Samuel Johnson, Wilson, Williams, 2 rookies, and Gallup. I like that receiver room. Hawkinson, I think, was a really good value in the 6th round. Got Trey Lance in there as your QB. Woo. Some people might be worried, but I don't
like
mind that.
I like that.
Gronk as a backup tight end is kind of interesting, but Gronk's on your team. So there you go. You got Zerline in the Cowboys defense. So yeah, I like this team. I really do.
Yeah.
It's an even peel team. Some people might be worried about Trey Lance, but if Trey Lance hits next year, then this is a really good overall team.
Mm-hmm.
Bossman Fat in the building, guys. Make sure you check out Bossman Fat's channel. Does some really, really good podcasts and really, really good gaming content as well. Go check him out. Go drop him a sub and some likes on his videos. Kamara, like you stated at the beginning of the draft, forgot about his legal issues, but we're going to assume he's playing here. Got Walker, Carson, and Williams, a couple of running backs, or rookie running backs sprinkled in there. Receiver room, we got Diggs, Cooper, London, St. Brown, Juju Smith, Kittle, Allen. Then you got McBride at tight end as well, and Deshaun Watson and Younghoe Koo. I think it's a good team, and you get some good upside with those rookies as well. So I like this team quite a bit.
Yeah, I think the 2 rookies that you see there at the bottom, Kyron Williams and Trey McBride, those guys have really good opportunity to return some value for you. McBride, just depending on where he goes, he could be a day 1 starter for an organization. And Williams, he's a guy who, given a year back, he potentially could have been the best running back out of this draft class. So he's a really talented running back. Just depends on where he goes.
Yeah, I really like the beginning of this draft too. Kamara, Diggs, Kittle, Allen. There's some good upside in Walker, and you got your boy Cooper, man. And I think St. Brown was a great pick too. So it's a good team for sure. Talk Salt. This is a team you ended up with a lot of receivers, bro. Adams, Thomas, Robinson, Jones, Woods, Galladay, and Dotson. Running backs, you got Elliott, Hunt, and Mostert. You got Patty Mahomes in there, Darren Waller, Will Lutz, and the Titans defense. I mean, with some waiver wire moves and trades, which you definitely be eligible for like receiver trades here. This is actually a team that could definitely get through. I mean, you're led by Mahomes, Waller, Adams. Let's say Mike Thomas hits. Let's say Kareem Hunt has a season, or at least half, when he was healthy, what he did last year. You got Zeke in there, some consistency. So I think this is a team that could actually, interesting enough, come through.
Yeah.
Jerry started off his draft with Hill, Kelsey, Edwards, Alaire, Jacobs, Evans, Dalton Schultz, Miles Sanders, and Lamar Jackson. And then we finished it out for him with Beckham, Judy, White, Henry, Steelers defense, and Robbie Gould. This is actually a pretty good team, I think.
Very good.
Yeah, it's a good team. I really like what Jerry did with this draft before he had to bounce. So I actually think this is one of the better teams that he was drafting overall. I like this team. It's, good receiver room, good running back depth, good quarterback, 2 good tight ends. This is a team that could do some pretty serious damage, and good receiver upside at the end of the end of the draft too. And I like this team.
Yeah, and I think Jerry was really trying to go Hill, Kelsey, Mahomes, Edwards, Alaire. I think that's what his game plan was for the first 4. And he easily could have done that actually, because Jacobs typically goes before Edwards, Alaire.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a cool strategy. I honestly, if I get around there, I might try that next time we do a mock draft.
Do you want to go over my team? I'll go over your team.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll start. I like taking Eckler here. You know how much I love him. Akers, I think he's a guy, especially just seeing what they do with Sony Michel or Henderson over the offseason. I think Akers is going to be a really talented back. Definitely 2nd round value. Michael Carter is going to be a guy who definitely jumps the board. I mean, I like him a ton. You know how I am on the Jets next year. And Chase Edmonds, this is a guy, I mean, he might be the starter for the Cardinals next year for all we know. Sure. And he's a very electric back with serious 3rd down upside. Let's see if Connor comes back, but either way, I think Edmonds is very fantasy relevant. At receiver, you got, let's see, CD and T Higgins, Pittman, Mooney, Boyd. for me, I mean, I think you have the headliner with Lamb and then a bunch of guys that could easily play wide receiver 2 for you, or flex, right? Pittman is a guy who, I mean, if we do upgrade at the quarterback position, I think Pittman could kind of jump a tier maybe this year, because he's that good at receiver. And then I think T. Higgins, you're going to get a 12 to 24 ranking receiver next year, barring any injury. And if he does get injured, well, shit, you got Boyd there too. So I like what you did there. You attacked a very sexy offense in the Bengals. Tight end, you got Dawson Knox. I love Knox. I mean, literally, he's probably like the tight end I'm going to try to go after in drafts next year because I really like this Bills offense. Quarterback, you went with the guy that you got some conviction in, Jalen Hurts. I think this is ultimately going to be where he's drafted come like, actual draft day. And I'm comfortable with this. I'm comfortable taking Hurts here because I think he's got upside, right? This is basically where he finished this year. So I think he'll definitely be better than what he's at right here. And then let's see, at tight end, you also got Logan Thomas. I almost forgot that. Not bad, not bad. And then you got Matt Gay and the Colts defense. I think the Colts defense is going to take a step back this year, but Matt Gay is pretty locked and loaded as being a elite kicker. He was my number 1 kicker in my too early to call rankings.
Shout out Matt Gay.
Yeah, so shout out Matt Gay. I think you had a really good team, bro. I think you had a really good team. I like your running back depth a lot.
Chat, let us know what you think of mine and Steven's team. Habik, Panda, Jefferson, Chase is an insane wide receiver duo. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we touched on that when we went through that team. Yeah, that
LSU.
That's just crazy. Yeah, and they played on the same college team. Yeah. All right, Steven had JT, Gibson, Connor, Gordon, Jones. I like your running back room. I'm not going to lie. I like the upside that you get in Gordon and Jones in the 8th and 10th round. I still like Connor. I don't care what he does for the rest of his career. I'm always going to like him. Gibson realistically had a good year last year. Then obviously you got JT, an absolute steal in the 3rd round, or 3rd pick, excuse me.
Yeah.
Receivers, I'm a little wary of AJ Brown and McLaurin. Like I'm a little wary of injuries and how consistent we're going to see AJ Brown. I'm a little worried if he's going to be throwing scary Terry the football, but nonetheless, they're still very good like value where you drafted them, and they're still receivers that you drafted at correct value. Like beginning of the 3rd round, AJ Brown should be taken, right? Or beginning of the 5th round, Scary Terry should be taken. So I think those are 2 good picks. I think Moore was a great pick, and then really trying to add to that depth at the end of the draft. Sutton, Beasley are fine picks too. Noah Fant, we all kind of grilled you, but hey, I mean, you need a tight end, so you filled the position. What are you going to do?
Well, what if I get A-Rod and him together?
Sure, yeah. Then A-Rod, I think was a great pick as well. So you got Money Mac, and you got the Bears defense. So you got, you just kind of filled the position there. I'm sure you'd be streaming different defenses throughout the season, but it's a good team overall. It's not my favorite that you've drafted, but it's not my least favorite. So it's a good team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Andrea says good team. A lot of good players just kind of fell to Steven. Yeah, I mean, I think like your first couple of rounds, their first 5 rounds were really good. I think Moore was a huge steal, and then I think you got good upside in Gordon and Jones towards the end of the draft too. So it's a good team, man. Yeah.
I will say, like in my head, I was kind of also like drafting a Rod to Denver scenario, and just to game that out. I mean, like I feel like if A-Rod did go to Denver before free agency, like Cortland Sutton, Noah Fant, Jerry Jeudy, all their draft stock is going to like jack up, bro. Yeah, it's going to be insane.
I mean, it's similar to what we saw with Brady going to the Bucks, right? Like you had Evans where he was, you had Godwin where he was, Jones, Fournette, all these different guys, right? And then even guys like OJ Howard in deeper leagues and Cameron Brate in deeper leagues. Like, I mean, I play in a 20-man league, so like their value shot up, right? Obviously, Gronk came with them, so it's not really fair, but a lot of those guys moved way up on draft boards, and you will definitely see that depending on whatever team Rodgers goes to, right? Even if it's the Packers, like you're going to see more confidence in Adams, more confidence in Jones, and things like that as well. Amon-Ra St. Brown could be the JT of wide receivers next year. He plays like he did towards the end of the season. Yeah, I think he got a steal there in the 8th round. I mean, I took him pretty early last week. the 6th or 7th round. I got a lot of confidence in him. I think you're absolutely right. I like Steven and the Catches team. Both have good balance. Hey, appreciate that.
Thank you.
Appreciate that, man.
Thank you.
I could see St. Brown going in late round 5 or 6. Yeah, I think that's completely reasonable too. 100%. Especially if you already have 2 receivers that you're confident in. Like, he's a great flex, dude. He's a great flex next year. All right, we'll go ahead and start wrapping things up over the next 5 minutes. Appreciate you guys for getting this put together with us. Once again, the response time to this was super quick. Like, we got this draft filled in like a couple hours. So thank you guys for that. And just, thank you guys for your continued support to the channel here in the fantasy offseason. Thank you guys for everything that you guys do overall, man. And just always a blast to come out here and, keep our fantasy IQ as high as possible and have these conversations as the 2021-2022 season has officially ended, and we are moving on to 2022-2023, which is crazy, man. I'm super stoked for this fantasy season, and we're going to have fantasy discussion every single week leading up until the summertime when we get nitty and gritty and we get grinding into fantasy season, man. So thank you guys as always, man. Can't thank you guys enough. Truly always a blast to get these put together. So we will more than likely have another one of these put together next week. Always posted in the Discord channel first, guys. Completely free to join the Discord. The link is in the description down below. Best way to get any updates on anything we're doing in the community is through the Discord. Go and join, have some fun. We get some good conversation. We have a good time in there. So go ahead and knock that out. Descriptions down below, guys. Make sure you hit that like button if you didn't do so already tonight. Make sure if you tuned in or if you watch this retrospectively that you hit that subscribe button. You join the Catch family tonight. And I think that's about all I got. What you got here to wrap things up with, Steven?
Yeah, I might be not confirmed yet. I will confirm it on Discord before I were to go live, but might jump on for a quick stream tomorrow. Sometime after 5-ish, so probably around like 6 Eastern. So if so, it'll be more on the college side of things. But just wanted to give you guys a disclaimer. I might be jumping on. But had a ton of fun tonight. Always fun to do these mock drafts and get a little silly with some of the picks, right? But it's always how you prep yourself, right? And appreciate you guys for also coming out and watching who weren't participating in the draft. Definitely try to get on the next one.
100%. Like I said, the link is always dropped in the Discord before anywhere else. So if you guys do want to do these in the future, it would behoove you to join the Discord.
I like that
page.
Word.
Behoove, yeah. But I will always post. This time I don't even know if I had to do a poll. But I always post a poll because those tend to reach you guys quicker and reach more of you. And then I always post just a general post on the YouTube page as well. So would love for more of you guys to be able to join these and come hang out and just talk fantasy for 2 hours or so and all that good stuff. Boss Man Fat, thanks for doing this, guys. 100%, bro. Thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate you. Troy, thanks for the stream. I love the drafts. Thank you, Troy. Thank you for being here, my guy. Appreciate you, man. Andrea says night. Good night. We will talk to you next time. So that'll do it for tonight's stream. Jason says, have a good night, guys. Nice to chill with y'all tonight. Couldn't be on this draft. Def will try next one for sure. Ronald, I have nothing better to do than just sit around and talk football. Come on, hey. We love having you here, Ronald. Absolutely love having you. Love having all you guys, man. Just appreciate you guys. Like I said earlier, with all your support throughout the fantasy off season. Appreciate you guys and what you do for the community and what you do for the channel. Getting closer and closer to our goal of 1,000 subs every single day. So just thank you guys so much. And that'll wrap things up for the night. So hit that like button on the way out. Hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel. And thank you guys so much. Steve, you got anything else to add?
That's it, man. Thanks for coming out, guys.
All right. Appreciate you guys. We will talk to you guys soon. Looks like you might hear from Steven tomorrow as well. Got nothing else to say, but thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on The Catch. And peace.